What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we're going to be looking at the Ho-Oh Kiawe deck that Mason Baker recently used to take to a 9th place finish at the Collinsville Regional Championship. He unfortunately did bubble out of top 8, but a super cool, super aggressive deck that we're going to be taking a look at today, revolving all around this Ho-Oh GX. Now, he does play 4 copies. I only have 3 full arts. I've got 2 of the Rainbow Rares, but we're rocking the 3-1 split today. We might try to trade for another full art. We'll see if I can find one at some point. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in and take a look at the deck list and see what makes it so aggressive and so powerful. Starting off with Ho-Oh GX, the 190 HP Fire-type basic Pokemon with that Phoenix Burn attack. 4 energies, 180 damage. This Pokemon can't use Phoenix Burn during your next turn, but with a Choice Band, that's 210 damage, and that's going to be knocking out those key Pokemon such as Zoroark GX that are so prevalent now in the format. We've also got Sacred Fire, 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, or to one of your opponent's Pokemon, active or benched, and so that's something we could potentially use, but Phoenix Burn is what we are all about. Eternal Flame GX we're never going to use, more than likely. I can't think of any scenario that we would want to use it, so hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we're going to be rocking out with Phoenix Burn today, and we do also have 2 copies of Turtonator-GX in here with that Bright Flame attack, 160 damage, discard 2 Fire Energy from this Pokemon, so you do have to discard 2 energies, but can be good against things like Gardevoir GX that, you know, if you have a lot of energies on your Pokemon, it's more likely they're going to get knocked out by Gardevoir. So that's kind of a hard matchup. We're going to see if we can avoid the Gardevoirs today and just hit a bunch of Zoroarks, and that's ideally what we're going to be going after. And then Turtonator, of course, is also here for Nitro Tank GX. Attach 5 Fire Energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way that you like. So this is a way that we can kind of reload some Ho-Ohs. We could even maybe, you know, get off a turn where, you know, we have one Ho-Oh that's got a bunch of energy on it on the bench from Max Elixirs and attachments, and then we can Nitro Tank a bunch of energies onto another attacker. So we've got 2 attackers set up on the bench, and it's a really tough situation for our opponents to have to deal with. They're not going to be able to deal with both of them, so you're going to be able to pressure one of those 2 Pokemon as well. So definitely really solid options there. We've also got the 1 copy of Dawn Wing's Necrozma here, being able to use that Invasion ability, bring it up into the active spot, and with a Float Stone we can then just retreat right back into Ho-Oh. This is a way that you can use Ho-Oh's attack multiple turns in a row. Phoenix Burn 180. You can't attack during your next turn, so if a Pokemon goes to the bench, of course the effects reset, so if we can Invasion with Dawn Wing's Necrozma, retreat back into this Ho-Oh, we can start using that attack once again. 1 copy of Oranguru for that Instructability. 2 copies of Volcanion-EX. We can definitely attack with this, but this is mostly here for that Steam Up ability, boosting our attacks just a little bit more if we need it. And then 3 copies of Tapu Lele-GX. Need to play 3 copies because we really want to find that Kiawe on the first turn. Let's go ahead and expand it here. Take a look at the rest of the deck and see what else we are working with here. 1 copy of Field Blower. We want to manage our opponent's tools in some way, shape, or form. We've got 4 copies of Max Elixir as well. Some energy acceleration options are nice. 1 copy of Nest Ball, helping us get some Pokemon down into play. 1 copy of Super Rod is great later on. Helps with those late game elixirs, since we're, you know, with Kiawe, we are pulling 4 Fire Energies out of the deck, so it decreases our odds of elixirs, but later on in the game, Super Rod can increase those odds. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, letting us get any of our Pokemon out. We've got 4 copies of Cynthia, 4 copies of Guzma, 4 copies of Kiawe, and 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. Just really consistent 4-4-4. You'll see no copies of N. We just want to draw cards as much as possible. We're really aggressive, so we're going to go up on prizes early. So ending ourselves to 4 and giving our opponent like 5 or 6 cards is really not that useful, so no reason to do it. But yeah, we'll talk about Kiawe here, of course. Search your deck for 4 Fire Energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck your turn in. So you might be looking at this and being like, why would we ever want to play this card? It's going to end our turn. That's terrible. We don't want to end our turn without even attacking, but by accelerating 4 energies onto a Ho-Oh, we are just making such a massive threat that is going to be really tough for our opponent to deal with. We've got 3 copies of Choice Band as well, helping us hit that 210 number with Ho-Oh GX. 3 copies of Float Stone, great onto that Dawn Wing's Necrozma, and 14 Fire Energies. 2 rounds of the list out, and there it is, guys. Super cool deck, really aggressive, really fast, like I said. If we can get that turn 1 Kiawe off, it's going to be really cool to see where we can go from there. So we're going to go ahead and hop onto the Versus ladder and see if we can't grab a couple of games and hopefully a couple of wins in today's video. As always, guys, please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed. As always, it really helps me out a ton and lets me know that you're enjoying seeing the content I'm putting out here on the channel. And it looks like we're going up against Ninja here, playing a Water Psychic deck. This definitely could be Greninja, which would be unfortunate. Ho-Oh is not weak to water, but Greninja, you know, Ho-Oh just wants to be able to take those quick 3 knockouts, knocking out 3 GX Pokemon and finishing the game from there. And Greninja's going to force us to take 6 prizes. So hopefully, maybe we can find something like, if my opponent has to bench a Lele, we can maybe get like a Guzma, and that'll help us out a lot. It looks like my opponent is going to take some mulligans. We do get to start with the turn 1 Kiawe, which is super, super nice. And this does so far look like Greninja. A lot of Greninjas don't play Guzma, but my opponent looking like they're opting for that. It could be like a Lapras deck as well, maybe. Maybe Glaceon, potentially. Let's see if it's Glaceon or Ninja or what. White Kyurem. Interesting. What's this do? Blizzard Burn 130, can't attack. Burning Icicles, if this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it, it does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Not quite sure what we're going up against here, guys. Skyla might give us a better idea of what my opponent is working with here. And it's just going to find them in Ultra Ball, so probably going to get out another one of their basic Pokemon and give us kind of an idea of what we're going up against. And we do have the turn 1 Ultra Ball for Ho-Oh and then Kiawe in our opening hand. This guy's going to come down and get a ton of energy in play for us. Looks like it is going to be some sort of Lapras deck. Getting those water energies in the discard. Of course, this deck doesn't mind it as much because, you know, he's probably playing Aqua Patch, I would imagine. We see the first Elixir come down, a second Elixir as well, onto our turn. So this is honestly kind of scary because there is a chance that our opponent can get Water Energy, Choice Band, and Guzma, but with a 2-card hand and no supporter played. Well, they did play Skylab. I'm going to bet that that is not going to happen. So we'll go ahead and Ultra Ball here, get rid of Kiawe and Sycamore. And we'll just go get a Ho-Oh. Go ahead and Kiawe to this guy. Turn 1. We could Elixir attach Sycamore. But I think we'll hold the Elixir, hold the Fire Energy, and hope that maybe we top deck a Nest Ball or one of our other Pokemon next turn. So yeah, hold the Fire Energy, hold the Elixir. I know we don't get an attachment this turn. We could... Is there a way we can instruct... We can only instruct if we played the Elixir and Energy, and I don't want to do that, so... We're going to go ahead and Kiawe, get 4 Fire Energies on to Ho-Oh GX. And we will need to find either a Volcanion-EX to steam up or a Choice Band if we want to knock out this Lapras, but that is all dependent on if this even comes up to the active position this turn. Because we're obviously locked into being Sycamoring this turn most likely. And my opponent does have a Sycamore of their own, getting rid of a Guzma after attaching a Float Stone to the active, so we could see them knock out Oranguru, but if they did that, that does just open up an option for us to come up with Ho-Oh and knock out their only Pokemon on the board with energy, which would be Lapras GX. So we'll see if they bring it up and go for that Blizzard Burn. Maybe Ice Beam GX. That would actually be really annoying. We wouldn't be able to move the Oranguru, but no, my opponent's being smart, saying, you know what, I'm not going to go that route. Okay. This is such an awkward thing. We're going to discard an Elixir and 2 energies. But we really don't have another option at this moment. We do get a Turtonator. There's an energy. There is an Elixir. I don't think that we would hit this Elixir. We can Ultra Ball away Float Stone and Lele. And then maybe get to like Instruct for a couple cards. Ho-Oh is not weak to water, but if my opponent does find a Choice Band, they will just knock out the Ho-Oh, and we definitely don't want that. But if he gets a Guzma this turn, that's really, really bad. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of the Lele and Float Stone. We did prize the Dawn Wings. Do we have our last Float Stone? We do, so that'll be good, hopefully. 5 Fire Energy in the deck out of a 32-card deck. Not a very good odds on Elixir. I guess we can Instruct for 1 to see if we maybe draw the Super Rod. Okay, that's another Ho-Oh. I think we'll go ahead and play it. we do whiff. That was an unfortunate whiff right there. Maybe should have just held it. But we were probably going to Sycamore next turn anyway. I don't really want to bring this up and go for Sacred Fire, honestly. Like, I want to just pass. My opponent's down one Guzma. Like, not a great chance that they even find the other one. Like, just bringing this up is just inviting it to get knocked out. So, we're just going to pass. It feels weird, like, passing 2 turns in a row. Ending our turn without a Nitro Tank or a Kiawe is very unusual and not fortunate, but I didn't want to just, like, give it to him. And knocking out the Kyurem ultimately doesn't do too much for us. We'll have to see. Man, we need to attach and hit our other 2 elixirs this turn to attack with Ho-Oh. Oh, but my opponent actually just has to go for Ice Beam GX. Don't have the Choice Band, so that is good. And we can maybe see if we can draw our own Guzma off of an Instruct. We do draw 2 Guzmas, but once again, it's just like, What are the odds he has back-to-back Guzmas? And then next turn we have Guzma. Oh, I should have held this Choice Band. I should have held this Choice Band because now we could Guzma this. Oops. What are the odds he has back-to-back Guzma? He's already used 2. We're just going to pass. Like, we just invite our Ho to get knocked out. If he has it, he has it. You know what? Lele can certainly find the Guzma, though. And let's see if that's what he goes for. Yep, sure enough. But that can open up some Nitro Tank GX plays for us potentially this coming turn. And being down 3 Guzmas, you know, there's a chance he only plays 3, so he might have a hard time moving the Lapras after the... might have a hard time moving the Lapras, so... We'll go ahead and... Oh, he actually can knock out with Blizzard Burn on the Turtonator, so that's annoying for sure. We're getting rid of another Guzma. Oh, that's not good. 2 Guzmas down, or sorry, 3 Guzmas down. 2 getting down with no, like, real use coming out of them. So we'll go ahead and do that. We will... retreat to Turtonator. I think we're just going to go for that Nitro Tank. We'll hold the Lele, hold the Ultra Ball. Yeah, we'll go for that Nitro Tank. Accelerate 5 energies from the discard pile to our Pokemon in play. Put 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here. And so our last one, we'll put it on this Ho-Oh as well. Just powering up 2 Ho-Ohs. Effectively powering them up. We just need to find 1 more energy per Ho-Oh. And I'm fully expecting this Kyurem to go down, but then next turn we can potentially get the Guzma knockout on this Lapras if he does retreat and knock us out with, you know, he just needs 1 energy attachment to Blizzard Burn. And being down our last... like, not having Dawn Wings is not great, but we'll see if we can maybe find it off the prizes here. And being down to our last Guzma, that's where I was going with that. Being down to our last Guzma is certainly not very good. Choice Band does go onto the Lapras. Let's see if he chooses to attack or retreat, or what's he going to try to do with this. Maybe trying to find a Dawn Wings Necrozma. Yep, he does find it. Let's see if he finds a Float Stone. I think he would almost rather, like, I'm down 3 Guzmas. He would rather try to knock out the active with the White Kyurem, which is what he's going to go for. But Kyurem cannot knock out Ho-Oh in 1 hit. He actually doesn't have anything that can knock out Ho-Oh. He's going to Max Elixir again. Even if he had hit it, this Lapras is going down this turn with our Guzma in hand. He does go down to 2 prizes. We are 6 prizes remaining. So this is not a pretty game, but we'll see if we can make a comeback here. There's another Ho-Oh. I don't want to bench that right now. If anything, I want to bench a Volcanion-EX, but I don't want to do that yet, for sure. Don't want to do that yet. because that opens up a way for my opponent to win the game next turn. Right now, he has no way to win the game. He would have to power up a clean Lapras GX in one turn with Aqua Patches and Elixirs and get a Choice Band in order to win the game this turn. So let's see if we can avoid that from happening. We'll go ahead and Phoenix Burn, 210 damage. We do pull it off, and give me the Dawn Wings. Nope, we do find a couple Fire Energy though, so that is useful. Being able to attach and attack with this Ho-Oh GX. And we are out of Guzmas, unfortunately. Super unfortunate. So, Ultra Ball here. Man, maybe that turn we instructed and drew into those two Guzmas, we maybe should have just, like, straight up Sycamored and accepted that that Ho-Oh was going to go down. Trying to save it was not great. But we'll see if my opponent, they're going to Ultra Ball for Lapras here. They can, like I said, potentially get the W right here. There's the Aqua Patch. They need one more Energy Accelerator, Max Elixir, or another Aqua Patch, and a Choice Band, and an attachment for the turn. There's the attachment. Here comes a Lily, drawing them 5 cards. In these 5 cards, do they find an Elixir, Aqua Patch, and Choice Band? There's Blower, so that's a good start for them, but I imagine they wouldn't have even wasted time playing that if they found what they needed. And let's see what it is. Blizzard Burn comes out, so that looks like that's what it's going to be. So we can attach here. Man, I don't want to knock out this Kyurem, but like at this point we really basically have to. Ultra Ball away the... Are we ever going to Kiawe again? I don't think so at this point, if we want to win this game realistically. We're not going to bench the Volcanion. Well, no, we actually can bench the Volcanion because he wins with a Guzma regardless. Wins with a Guzma regardless. And we're just going to try to find some Elixirs and start getting this other guy powered up. Okay, so there's Super Rod. That's pretty nice. We'll just go ahead and retreat. Wanted to find some Elixirs this turn, but we can maybe do that next turn after Super Rodding. And we'll go for the Phoenix Burn. Reason I held the Ultra Balls and like the I know like we don't really probably need Turtonator anymore, but I don't want to Ultra Ball anything else away, and I want to keeping it in the hand allows for another out if he does in us this turn. There is an Energy. Let's see, does he have Choice Band to finish the game off? Unfortunately, yeah, I definitely like probably should have just accepted that Ho-Oh was going down that turn and just Sycamored and not played the Guzma. Looking back at that game, that's what I can kind of identify as a changing play, a changing moment. So we'll see if we can maybe grab another one, though. We will see if we can grab another one. And hopefully this one goes a little better for us. And if my opponent does whiff the Choice Band there, and we can maybe... We would have to do a lot to get a knockout on that Lapras that turn. We'd actually have to knock it out with the damaged. We'd have to attach to the damaged Ho-Oh and Elixir to it, so... I don't know. Probably wasn't going to happen regardless after getting behind so quickly. Nest Ball Kiawe in the opening hand, but no basic. This was a great, great hand if we start any of our basic Pokemon. But unfortunately, we do not find any. And my opponent's going to finish choosing the rest of their starting Pokemon, set out their prize cards, and we're going to show them our mulligan. Go ahead and shuffle in and see if we can hopefully find a basic here. Lots of basic options, and that does look like a turn 1 Ho-Oh Kiawe to me. So on to seeing what my opponent is playing here. I didn't even look at the types. Trubbish as the starter. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put these guys in play. And do we just Kiawe to the active? So here's like the thing. If this could be like Buzzwole Garb, it could be like Drampa Garb or something like that. If it's a deck that plays Lele and DCE, and we Kiawe to the bench Toho, he can go Lele, DCE, Guzma knock this, or hit this one, or if we Kiawe to this one, he can go Float Stone Lele, DCE, Lele Bridget, and then still hit us. So neither is like a great scenario for us. But I think it's better to Guzma to, or Kiawe to the benched one. Since we have a Guzma in our hand, we can pretty much pick whatever we want to on my opponent's side to knock out next turn. So I think that's what we'll go with. We'll go with the benched one. And since most likely, like most decks want to bridge it turn 1, I don't know. It depends on what kind of Garbodor deck, though. Because if it's a Buzzwole Garb deck, he doesn't really need to bridge it. But at the same time, if it's a Buzzwole Garb deck, he's not really threatening this Ho-Oh at all with like a Lele DCE hit. Crushing Hammer, so not what I was expecting to see. Looks like they do flip tails, fortunately for us. And Float Stone just going to go on to the active. What else do you have for us, my friend? Parallel City limiting our bench. That is not fun. We do only have one Field Blower. That's the only way for us to get rid of this card. And just an end. That's fine with me. Going to refresh our hand. No basics. So if my opponent doesn't find a basic and we can find a Float Stone, we can actually just win the game straight up right here. Looks like they do get a Noibat down. A Noivern deck. Interesting. Flip a coin to discard an energy. Okay, that's interesting. So we can actually Guzma and then use Sacred Fire to knock this guy out. Oh no, it has 60 HP. So we need to find a way to get a Volcanion-EX and Steam up. So we need to find Field Blower to do that. That's not like super likely. Or we can just Phoenix Burn this thing. Like, honestly, if we find Float Stone and just Phoenix Burn this, I'm fine with that. So I'm going to go with the Cynthia. And doesn't look like we found a Float Stone. We did find Field Blower, though. We can bench Volcanion-EX. Okay, okay. Got some options. We'll get rid of those two things. We will go ahead and get this guy. Ultra Ball away, Sycamore Nest Ball. We're going to instruct here, try to find the Float Stone. It's like kind of pretty risky, honestly. I mean, we do have two Cynthia, two Sycamore. Maybe we should just get like a Lele with this just in case. Do we want to be like super greedy? Like, honestly, if we find a Float Stone in these three cards, my opponent might just concede because we'll just go Steam up and then Float Stone retreat hit Ho-Oh. I think we're just going to get Lele just to be safe. Keep it in our hand. We'll go Steam up. Also, probably could have attached that to the active, but see if we can find a Float Stone. We do have 3 in the deck, and we do indeed find a Float Stone. And we can Sacred Fire because we did hit the Steam up. I'll go ahead and play Lele just in case. We know my opponent plays Parallel City, so having that option is definitely nice. We'll get a Sycamore. And one of the good things about this as well is that we can still Phoenix Burn next turn. So that's definitely really nice. And if my opponent does Parallel City, yes, we're just going to get rid of the 2 Tapu Lele-GXs. So that worked out really well. I wanted to be greedy. I wanted to get that Dawnwing's Necrozma, and it looks like it would have been good here because my opponent's going to try to stall us out for a turn, it appears. If they don't have another basic Pokemon and we find another Float Stone, that's going to be game over. They have played a supporter for the turn. Looks like they're going to put a Trash Launch Garbodor to the active and pass on to our turn. We're going to dig as deep as we possibly can for the Float Stone. What can we discard? Probably a Ho-Oh. 2 Float Stones in the deck. This is probably the only time we're going to be able to instruct, so we'll go ahead and do that. Max Elixir thins one more card out, potentially, and it does indeed hit, so we'll go ahead and attach that. And Professor Sycamore, see if we can find a Float Stone. Looks like we did not, so... oh, wait, I could have Super Rodded. No, there's no energy down here. There's just one energy down here, so that's fine. Okay, we'll just pass. We'll pass. But my opponent had nothing in their last hand, so even though we whiffed it, it is totally fine. We'll see what my opponent's going to go with here. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items in the discard, so that's definitely not great. And looks like they did top deck a Sycamore, but oh no, discarding 2 Noivern GX. Certainly something they did not want to do. And we still haven't played a Guzma as well. If we found a Guzma here, that would be nice. Guzma plus a Fire Energy, but not going to be able to find a Fire Energy since we can't top deck 2 cards, is what I'm trying to say. And Trashalanche comes out, hitting us for a solid 140 damage. There, the next card. Oh, that's so frustrating. We'll attach the Float Stone, and we'll just go ahead and Cynthia. We get an attachment. That is good. We have another Float Stone, so we can retreat this Ho-Oh. And we're just gonna, yeah, my opponent's gonna go ahead and concede there. That was definitely a game I think we were gonna be able to run away with. And we'll go ahead and grab one more, see if we can't, you know, go 2-in-1 in a video. I'll take a 2-in-1 for sure. Unfortunately, that first game, like I said, I think I probably messed up early on, and that, you know, affected later on in the game. And I still like posting videos even if I do mess up, even if there is a mistake, even if we lose, because I want to show that, like, you can learn from the mistakes, you can identify them after they happen, and try to, you know, correct that in the future. And that's how, like, you kind of learn the game, you know, just playing the game as much as possible, and recognizing mistakes. Like, making mistakes all the time is, you know, I mean, obviously you don't want to make mistakes, but when you do make mistakes, being able to learn from them is just super important. So, getting to go first, once again, super strong, and, ooh, looks like that is a turn 1 Kiawe to me. We do have to Ultra Ball for it, but with a Cynthia in our hand, that is not too bad. So we'll start a Ho-Oh. And I think we'll probably Kiawe to the active, unless my opponent starts Lele. If my opponent starts Lele, it's a deck that plays DCE, then we don't want to do that. But it looks like it is Trumpish on the active, so we can go ahead and Ultra Ball. 2 Fire Energies, I guess. Don't want to get rid of Choice Band, don't want to get rid of the Cynthia, of course. And we're going to go Lele, and we're going to go Kiawe. Starting things off, there's 10 energies in the deck. Looks like we just prized the 1. We can attach to the bench. We can go Lele for Kiawe, and Kiawe to our active. Just trying to be super threatening here from the start. And I know last game, we had basically this same scenario and chose to Kiawe to the bench. But that game we had a Guzma in hand. And since we don't have a Guzma in hand right now, we're going to go ahead and just go to the active. And if we can find a Volcanion-EX and a Fire Energy, we can actually get a Steam Up and a Sacred Fire knockout on the active. My opponent could go for the Acid Spray, which looks like that is what they might go for. Looks like actually just a Guzma, so another bad start on our opponent's side. Heads does get rid of the Fire Energy, but if we find a Float Stone, this game is all but over. We'll go ahead and attach this. Do we want to play this Elixir? I don't particularly want to, but it does thin one more card out, more likely to find the Float Stone. Do we even attach the energy, though? Like, we could just choose not to attach the energy. I think we will. We'll go ahead and attach it to Ho-Oh because we will probably potentially want to retreat this at some point. And no Float Stone once again. We can, however, dig for it one card deeper. We'll attach to the active. We'll Max Elixir. Oh, no! I should have attached this here because then if I Elixir, I hit, and then I can just Invasion Retreat. I can't believe I just did that. I'm so bad. Okay, let's see if we get not punished at all. We would have just won the game. Never punished, guys. That is like the definition of not ever being punished right there. We had the game. I totally messed up. I realized it too little too late. Hitting those elixirs after that turn 1 Kiawe is kind of lucky, not gonna lie. And being able to instruct into the other elixir. Yeah, you know, that was a fast one. We'll grab one more. I do apologize. A little bit of sketchy play there. Ooh, it looks like we just got a pack as well. And, ooh, getting close to getting the hollow chest. Might get that in this video. I actually don't remember how the points work. It might not be able to get it. But Mo Hawk here playing a Dark and Psychic deck, some sort of Zoroark variant. We see they're using a Ho-Oh coin, as well. But that is 100% deceptive because we know we didn't see Fire type. They're not playing Ho-Oh. And they're not playing... Yeah, there's a colorless Ho-Oh as well, but they're not playing that because we didn't see colorless, so totally trying to deceive us right there. What is up with that? We opened up Kiawe Nest Ball. That's a great combo to have, but no basics means we are going to shuffle and try to find another one. And, interesting. Quad Hoopa deck, I guess? So this is an auto loss, right? Do we have any way to hit Hoopa in this deck? No, right? Yeah, so we just hit the auto loss. We'll see if, like, maybe he doesn't start Hoopa and we can get a turn 1 knockout. But if he starts Hoopa, we're just going to concede because we have nothing in the deck that hits it. Right, we've got the 4 Ho-Ohs, we've got the 2 Volcanions, 2 Turtonators, and the 3 Leles. Oh, we have a Oranguru, I guess? Alright, we'll play it out. That doesn't sound fun. Oh, he starts what? Eviltal. Not what I was expecting. Do we want to Elixir onto Volcanion-EX? I mean, I really want to have, like, another person, another guy down. But I, like, don't want the energies on this, but at the same time, like, if we top deck another Pokemon, we'll just do that. So we'll just go ahead and Kiawe. 3 to the active, not 4. We know he's playing, like, a Disruption, so maybe we can play 4. We do see the Oranguru's in the deck, so that's good. That's, like, our only way to hit a Hoopa. I'm assuming that that's what this is, at least, but maybe it's just some sort of Eviltal Garbodor deck. That could be an option as well. But we saw Puzzles, we saw Crushing Hammer, and, yep, there is the Hoopa right there. Crushing Hammer does flip heads. They always flip heads. Always. I guess we did have an opponent in one of these games that flipped tails, but Gladion coming out as the turn 1 supporter of choice. And let's see what else they have going for them right here. On to our turn. There's a Cynthia. That's a good top deck. We'll go ahead and just play this Cynthia. If we can find 1 Fire Energy, we can get a knockout. I really want to find a Oranguru and start getting that guy powered up. No reason to steam up. And we'll Volcanic Heat take a knockout. And my opponent's probably thinking, oh yeah, I've got him. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. We do have the option to try and use the Oranguru, but it's going to have to 2-hit KO Hoopa here. And if this is an attacking Hoopa deck, that is definitely not good for us. But we'll see. We will definitely see what else my opponent is working with. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of Hoopa stall deck. He plays 2 Gladion. Not sure why 2 is necessary, but he must have had 2 cards prized that he really wanted. But pass on to our turn. I'll just go Sycamore, honestly. Do we want this guy out? Yeah, I guess we should, but the... Come on, there you go. Okay. And we won't attach the fire because I do want to attach to Oranguru if we can find him. There's Nest Ball. There's double Elixir. We could actually get an attack off with Oranguru here. And try to put a little pressure on. Only 5 Fire Energies, though. Would be surprised if we hit. Yeah. Maybe at that point we should have just held that one, but we did hit it, so that's good. I mean, and we can Ultra Ball and Instruct for... Try to hit Elixir Float Stone. That's not, like, super likely. But we have time against these stall decks to, like, do stuff like this. We'll just get nothing, honestly. I guess, if anything, we should just, like, bench a Turtonator. That way we... Like, because we want Turtonator in play, because we want to Nitro Tank at some point. There's a Float Stone, but no, no Max Elixir. So, on to my opponent's turn. And let's see what else they've got going on. We haven't seen much of their deck yet. Basically just Hoopa, Fright Knight, and 2 Gladions is all we have seen. There's a Nest Ball. And what is this going to get in play? Nothing else, actually. Why would you not just get, like, another Hoopa? And a Skyla comes out. Maybe going to go for, like, a Crushing Hammer. Honestly, like, we're probably going to just, like, Turtonator, Nitro Tank a bunch of energies onto Oranguru at some point. Going to just go get Max Potion. I guess that does make some sense. Going to go ahead and try to prep that. And onto our turn. Go ahead and Ultra Ball. Fail it. Instruct for 3. There's an energy. So we know he's got the Max Potion, but we definitely should just go ahead and hit it, force him to use it. Like we're gonna have to make him use this stuff at some point. And hitting a 60 right there. And I wonder if we'll be able to get the knockout next turn. Oh, never mind. Max Potion does come out, healing off that 60. And going ahead and playing the Skyla for that in the last turn definitely makes sense. Because they want to maybe play something else this turn. They go ahead and Lucidbeam for another Skyla. We'll just go ahead and Psychic. Nothing else we can really do here. We know he's got the Skyla in hand, so probably that will go Skyla for Max Potion. They gotta do something like that at least. And Skyla will come out. And like I said, this will probably go for a Max Potion, but we'll see. No, just going to get a Puzzle of Time, so he might have 2 Puzzles of Time in his hand. And if that's the case, I would imagine it's going to be the Crushing Hammer plus the other thing. Crushing Hammer plus... Oh, Nest Ball. Nest Ball, Max Potion. I was thinking it was going to be Max Potion, Crushing Hammer, but looks like he does want to get another basic in play, which is smart for sure. Alright, so Oranguru coming out here, taking 2-hit knockouts on these Hoopas, showing them what's up. We'll just go ahead and Psychic. No reason to play cards. We can dig for Fire Energies when we need to. I don't remember if the Super Rod was in the deck, so that's going to be something that's important at some point. Field Blower does get rid of the Float Stone and probably the Choice Band. No, going to leave the Choice Band. I guess that does make sense as well. He can counter catcher this later. And we do only have 2 Float Stones left. He's going to go ahead and Guzma bring up this Hoopa, or this Volcanion, but we do have a Guzma in hand. And that lets us get a prize. Let's go. We got a prize. Always an exciting time against these decks to take prize cards. There's Fire Energy. I don't remember if our other Float Stone is in the deck or not. We might have to Ultra Ball next turn and Instruct, try to dig for those things. We could see like a Counter Catcher come out and bring something up to try to stall us out. But eventually, like, we can also attach energies to these things with heavy retreat costs. We can start actually attaching energy to Dawnwing's Necrozma. That makes sense for sure. Nest Ball is going to come out, get another basic in play. We can actually knock this out with a Volcanion-EX, which is really good. So we can find a Guzma, that is definitely an option. Keeps the Oranguru on the bench, saves the energies there. Onto our turn. There's a Guzma. So, should we go ahead and take the knockout here, actually? I don't hate it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just take the knockout. We can put the Choice Band on Oranguru. I think we'll just, like, hold it. We don't need to play the cards. And we can potentially just retreat into Dawnwing's Necrozma. We could actually Kiawe to Dawnwing's Necrozma, because that's going to keep energy on it to be able to retreat off whatever he tries to stall out. Plumeria gonna discard an energy, it looks like. Where from? Gives rid of Team Skullgrunt and Enhanced Hammer, both seemingly good cards to get rid of. Gonna get rid of the energy on the active, does make sense. Doesn't let us retreat into Oranguru this turn. We can actually go here and retreat into Oranguru this turn. And I think we'll just go ahead and do that. Like, if he doesn't have a healing card in his 4-card hand, we're gonna win the game next turn. And we have the option next turn to go for a Kiawe I don't hate Kiawe into Necrozma, honestly, because, yeah, like, just having the option, like, it's got 2 retreats, so... Skyla probably gonna find, oh, actually counter catcher. So what if we find, this is like a really risky play for my opponent if they don't have max potion as well. If we find Float Stone, we just win the game. And looks like that is indeed what we found on the top deck. We had a Cynthia in our hand, we could have dug for it, but Psychic will get us the knockout and get us the win. So I thought we were going to concede immediately, but then I remembered Oranguru, that's our boy. He's going to let us take knockouts on Hoopas, and ended up working out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, you know, seeing me use this Ho-Oh Kiawe deck. It's definitely a fun deck. I recommend trying it out. The deck list, as always, is in the description of the video. Shout out once again to Mason on his finish. Unfortunate to bubble at 9th place. It always sucks to bubble at these big regionals. I have been there. I've bubbled at 9th. It is not a fun experience, but congratulations nonetheless. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, definitely be sure to leave a like down below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All of those things, as always, are at TrainerChip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that's going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here, guys, and until next time, take care.